Wardrobe sponsored by Montut, New York.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sharmark Show. I am your host, Sharmark Leo. And this evening we have a very packed show, a very educational show. And I have two beautiful ladies here. Good evening, ladies.
Hello, good evening, Sharmark. Thank you so much for
I have
having
a problem. The outfits are totally happening this evening. So we have Miss Tracy George and Miss Dolia Dolon, and they part of the Nobel Laureate committee, and then there's a lot happening. I think it's a lot of education and it's ours, and I mean, we have 2 Nobel laureates per capita in the world, so I think this is huge. So ladies, please give us your positions in the Nobel Laureate committee.
For sure, Delia.
Well, I'm the media and PR coordinator for the festival, which means that I have to ensure that all of the events are getting some form of coverage. It doesn't mean that I am the coordinator for every single event, but I just have to make sure that everyone knows that we have lots of events going on.
You're doing a good job.
Yes.
I have a good team.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm Tracy Pilgrim George. I like to say the Pilgrim because my grandmother, before she passed away, said that George can fall out anytime, but that Pilgrim is for life.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes.
So Tracy Pilgrim George, and I work at the South Louis Community College. And as part of one of the committee members, I am the chair for the SALCC component. And we also have a team working on the various activities that we're putting on this year.
Okay, nice. What does it take to put an activity like that together?
You want me to go for that?
You go for that because you do many events.
Yes. So this is the third year in a row that I am chair for the activities at the college. And in the beginning, the first year I did it, I was very ambitious, and I looked at all of these different activities. I wanted to highlight the college's farm. I wanted to highlight the libraries that we have on campus. I wanted to highlight all the various faculties, and it was exhausting. And so the women who had run the program before in the past said to me, Tracy, the best way forward is, number one, for every activity to have a lead, and also to make them smaller, fewer activities. So this year I focused on 4 activities. And the first one is actually tomorrow evening, which is the annual Sir Arthur Lewis Memorial Lecture. And so that takes place at the Administrative Financial Center, downtown Castries, at 7:30 in the evening. And we feature a keynote speaker, and his name this year is Sir Tim Besley. So Tim Besley is a world-renowned economist, and he's coming. He'd never been to St. Lucia before.
Oh, nice.
And so the resident British Commissioner, Amy Quantrill, we had a conversation, and I told her about the Nobel Laureate Festival, and she says, I know this man and he would love to come, and he studies Sir Arthur. And I said, you're kidding. Get me in contact. And so he's in St. Lucia now, having a vacation with his wife. And tomorrow evening, he's going to come and talk about economics at the Finance Center. So we're really looking forward to that.
Yeah. So is it an event where you have to invite persons, or it's open to the public?
So that's an excellent question. But I want to go back to in terms of running the event. So for that event, I said it's economics. Let's get our economics faculty members as well as students. So they have taken the lead on organizing everything. It's open to the public. Generally, we have about 150 persons. We always try to highlight our student talent. So we're going to have a pianist, we're going to have vocalists, we're going to highlight some of our faculty members who've just received their PhDs, and our students who are excelling in sports and so forth.
Oh, nice.
So it's open to the public, and we're inviting everyone to come out and support tomorrow evening.
Oh, nice, nice. So Delia, where do you come in apart from the media? So which events are you in charge of?
Well, I'm not in charge of any of the events per se, but I do assist.
Assist, okay.
So if a coordinator wants some help or some feedback or anything like that, then I'm there for them. I do have a lot of experience in marketing and event coordinating, so I will assist them in that sense. But as I said earlier, my main role is just make sure that everyone, the public, is aware at home and abroad, not just in St. Lucia,
Yes, yeah.
they're aware of things that we're doing. And also it's my role to just ensure that we are using the right mediums.
Yes,
you know, especially now in the technical age, you know. Yeah, not everyone is online, you know. Some people, they prefer, they do want to be online, some don't. So I have to just make sure that as much as we can, we get it out there.
So I know the activities have already started because it's a whole month. And before we came on camera, you told me it's like 5 years now. It's a whole month of activities. So last year, to this year, were you all satisfied? You all have a postmortem after the month of activities to decide what direction do we go? Were you satisfied with the outcome of the event? Did you reach the right persons? How do you go ahead and do that?
It's an excellent
Yeah,
question.
I always say you cannot please all of the people all of the time.
Definitely.
So what we do is we try our best within the committee to have different types of genres of people on the committee so that they can all bring something
To the table.
to the table.
Yes.
And when we have, I don't like to say postmortem because that to me that sounds negative.
Yeah.
When something
Like we
is
touch it
passed, I think it's
past,
negative.
yes.
What we like to do is we like to get feedback,
Back,
what we
yes.
think,
went
worked,
well.
what didn't work. How can we build on things?
Yes.
We have been criticized in the past that we only have females on the committee. We have had males on the committee, but the males have not stood the course.
Oh, yeah. I think
We
sometimes
have-
females are a little more passionate, and that was my next question. How do you go ahead and accepting the person for the committee? What is the requirements? Is it that you have to fill a form? Is it in an interview? Because most times I find committees we have persons they just occupying space, and when it's time to make
Do
the
the
cookie
work.
crumble,
That's right.
there's nobody. It's not happening. You're always late and stuff like that. So how do something like that, which is huge, like an independent, like a Nobel Laureate committee, and then when you hear the events that you have, so it's a lot of work is being done behind the scenes. So how do the person get in the committee? Do you have to grill them? Do they have to come with a police record? How do you get in the committee?
Well, I've been a committee member for so long, I don't really remember now, but the committee is chaired, of course, by Her Excellency Dame Paulette Louisi.
Oh, nice.
She
Oh, she's
is the
still-
one.
oh, wow.
Yeah, she started
that's
it
good.
as the day, as when it was Nobel Laureate Day, and then it went on to the week, and then it went on to
the
the month of
And that
activities. So
spills
she was
over
there
into
from
February as well.
day one, right?
Oh, nice.
And that when I came onto the committee, there were men. So to actually get on there, it's actually within her. She will appoint the people she wants on the committee. Now, the people who are event coordinators are not necessarily committee members, and I think that's something that people should know, because you can come and say, we'd like to produce an event, and as much as we can assist you, we will. If we can't assist you, you can still go ahead and you can still do it, and we'll put you in our program of events.
Okay.
It doesn't make you a committee member, but you are still a coordinator within the committee.
But as the committee, don't you have to oversee the event to make sure it's within the
course.
quality and it
Oh, yes.
meets the mandate of the Nobel
Yes.
Laureate
Oh,
committee? Because it
definitely.
can either make it or break it.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
Your Excellency, Dame
Yeah.
Paulette, she's going to always want to ensure that whatever that we bring to the table is professionally produced, and accurate.
Yeah.
So,
High
yes.
quality.
Guys, we're going to bring more. On that note, we're going to bring more information to the table because it's starting to get interesting here. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host, Sharmark. Good evening, ladies, again. Beautiful ladies, beautiful. So tell me, is there space for young persons on the committee?
That's an excellent question, Sharmark, and I'll tell you why it's excellent. Because obviously we need a succession plan.
Yes.
Because Dame has been head of the committee for over 33 years, correct?
Wow.
And she's really looking for young people. She's looking for young women and young men who are going to be committed. Because I think your question was, what's the criteria for joining
Yes.
the meeting? And that's the criteria for the committee. You have to be committed.
Committed,
If you
yes.
say you're going to do something, you follow through. You
Follow
attend the
through.
meetings, which are not frequent. Usually we
Yes.
meet every 3 months.
Yeah.
And once you let the committee know that you cannot make it, then we will send the minutes, we will follow up, etc., etc. So that's the criteria. So once you come and you express that you are interested, and you can show what you can contribute. So, for example, we need to know how to reach the young people. Because obviously we know that they are in a space on social media, but you have to know what spaces that they're actually in.
Yes, there's so many
For-
platforms
There's
now.
so many platforms. So you have to know the correct platform to be able to reach them and engage them. So that's one thing that we need from them. More ideas. What can we do to really appeal? So we know about the per capita too, the most per capita in the world, et cetera, et cetera. But what activities can we really do to engage the young people and to have them come out?
Funny enough, you're talking about activities. I see you have a paper there and I need your business. Tell us about the activities you have planned. I'm
So I
interested.
told you about the lecture tomorrow night.
Yes.
The following day, another activity, the staple on our calendar, is the wreath laying ceremony.
Oh, nice.
So we also boast about this as well.
That's
We
at one of the parks in town?
So we are the only college in the world to have 2 Nobel laureates buried on campus. So both Sir Derek and Sir Arthur are buried on campus.
Like, there you have a gravesite
We
on
have a
campus.
gravesite day.
Jesus, I have to call Ghostbusters
So
to come.
we invite you to come. We invite you to come.
You serious?
Yeah. So on Friday, this Friday, the 23rd.
Because I know Mindu Philip Pack, I saw a gravesite and he told me he was buried there. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's information submissions. You hear
Yes,
that?
yeah. So they're both buried on campus, and of course, they both have the same birthday, which
Wow.
incidentally, this year, the wreath laying ceremony falls on their birthday, which is the 23rd of January.
Wow.
So what we do every year is we invite members of their family, government officials, members of the diplomatic corps. So that one is invite only. We pitch tents. We have student performances. We have a keynote speaker. This year we have Dr. Anthea Octave, and she's going to be delivering a keynote on literature. It's literature that she's good. That's her expertise, and theater, etc. And it's not a long ceremony. It's usually about an hour and a half.
Nice.
And it's wonderful because it helps you to remember the Nobel laureates. The most important thing that's happening this year is Lady Gladys. Lady Gladys Lewis was the wife of Sir Arthur Lewis. And so her ashes will be interred this year. So we've constructed something thanks
Interred
to
meaning?
put her ashes into the ground.
So where was it all that time?
It was in an urn, and we were
Okay.
keeping it safe.
Wow.
So this year, thanks to the Castries City Council, they've constructed, they've made a structure for us to be able to put the ashes and the urn, the
wow.
ashes in the urn inside of this tomb.
Nice.
So we're doing that this year. So very excited about that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the following week, and that one I have to talk about because that's called Writers in the Spotlight. So on Wednesday, from about 9 in the morning until 6 o'clock in the afternoon, we're featuring over 45 St. Lucian writers, people
yes.
who are published, from secondary school students to our students at Sir Arthur and members in the public. So we have persons who are there. I think our youngest writer is about 15 and our oldest is like 85.
Oh, nice.
So we have that spectrum.
So it's like an exhibition?
It's an exhibition. It's a fun day. We have bouncy
So you're going to meet the
castles.
writers and have a glance at the books.
Correct.
Wonderful.
And every hour on the hour, we're going to have different performances, masquerade dancing, storytelling.
So make it interesting so people don't get bored.
Exactly.
Nice.
And then you also have sessions for 15 minutes where you get to go into the Derek Walcott Library and listen to the authors read from their work.
Okay.
So it's going to be an entire day where
The Derek Walcott Library, is that building on the chaussee?
absolutely not. That's his home. That's where
That's his home.
That was his
So
home.
is the library.
Exactly. You have to come and visit the college. We have so many things they should.
Oh, the
when you
library's
come
at
there-
the college.
The library's at the college. So when Sir Derek passed away, his partner or his wife gifted the college everything that he'd written, everything he was gifted, everything that he bought. So we have over 4,000 volumes there of things that belonged to Sir Derek Walcott. And so the building is named after him as well.
So what do you do to preserve those items?
So the librarian, Kathy Butch McDiarmid, she's the one responsible. And so you can also access the work online. So it's also digitized.
Yeah.
So people from all over the world can have access.
So persons, something like that, if you're into collector's items, they try volley,
we have security, we have security cameras,
okay, all right.
all of those
You need
kinds
to
of
go
things.
there and then
Yeah.
you'll understand.
Yeah,
You need
yeah,
to go
yeah.
there
Wow.
and see it.
It's great
Yes.
because our students, because it's an AC space, right?
Okay.
It's an intimate, beautiful space. It's AC. So our students pay $50 EC for the year to become a member. So they can
Okay.
check out the books if they would like.
Okay,
And then the
nice.
public, like members of the public like you, will give you free membership.
Okay,
Just for
nice.
having us here today.
Yes. Oh,
So
okay,
100
yeah.
EC, and then you can get access to all of Derek's work.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, it's phenomenal.
That's a lot of information. That's
Yes,
good. Yeah.
yeah.
I like the idea of all these things. So it's almost like collector's items. All of it is in one space.
His first book of poetry is up there.
Wow.
That his mother helped him to publish, and she financed
It's almost
it.
like that's his scrapbook.
That's
Like,
correct.
Wow.
So you see his writing, you see his notes in the margins, etc.
Okay. Wow.
And then the last Saturday, we've partnered with Helen's Daughters to do a Farm Hers Market exhibition.
Okay.
So Helen's Daughters gifts the college 2 scholarships for females who study anything in agriculture. And so we want to also highlight and showcase what we're doing on the farm, sustainable development, etc., etc. So that's happening at the Aquatic Center
Yeah.
from
At
8
the
in the
normal
morning
location.
at the normal location.
Okay.
So that's an opportunity for persons to come out and see what the college is doing when it comes to farm products, etc. So that's our 4 major activities.
I think just the way you say the activities make it sound so exciting. It's almost like, you have to make it a destination because it sounds very interesting. And I think, what can you tell the parents to get the young people to engage in those activities? Because I think the youth is the future. And if we cannot get them engaged in these activities, that means we have a problem for the future.
That's a brilliant question. So, in terms of the lecture, we have invited our students, obviously, to be part of it and their parents as well. For the writers in the spotlight, we've invited all primary schools in St. Lucia, all secondary schools in St. Lucia.
What is the venue?
And the venue is on campus.
Okay,
so that
nice.
people actually come and they're immersed in that space, and see what a beautiful campus we have at the college. And because we've got the space as well. So we're inviting parents. It's a family event. The secondary schools, most of them have said to us they will send, for example, their literature students, but it's all students. It's not just literature. Theater arts students, history students, any students that are just interested in books written by local authors for them to be inspired themselves.
Yeah.
So we're really appealing to St. Lucians to come out next week, Wednesday, specifically for that event. And of course, the following Saturday, Helen's Daughters event. And tomorrow night for the lecture.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. Good evening, ladies, again. I just have to keep reaching you all. You're gorgeous. As we know, St. Lucia, in case you're just joining us, we have Ms. Delia Delon and Ms. Tracy Pilgrim George. Don't drop it. Here to discuss, and it has been very interesting and informative about the Nobel Laureates that we are highlighting in St. Lucia, we're celebrating. And I think there was so much information that you gave. So before we wrap up, I think we're going to go to Ms. Delia Dolon. I think you mentioned there's an activity happening at the college.
Yes, St. Mary's College. They always put on a drama production. From the time I know the festival, they always put something on, and it's always something that you think, oh my gosh, it was a really wonderful production.
So it's almost like a story. They give a whole storyline.
They always come up with something unique and original.
Great.
And it's something for the family as well.
Okay.
So you don't have to just turn up on your own with a friend. You can bring your family. And I think that area of excellence in terms of drama, it's something that we always should include in the festival. So this year, they're going to be performing The Hidden History of St. Lucia, Volume 1, Loud Whispers.
I like
So that's very
it sounds interesting, like a Tyler Perry headline.
Yes, yes.
That's at CDF.
That's going to be at the CDF from 6:30.
Or the Cultural Center.
Yes.
Yeah. All
Okay,
right.
nice.
So that's that. And then we've got
Is there an admission?
it's
free.
It's
Oh,
free. I
wow,
think it's
that's
free.
good.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah. Most of the events are free. If we say something and we don't say a
Yeah.
price,
Mm-hmm.
it's free. If it
Okay,
is
nice.
if it is something you need to pay for, we'll tell you.
Okay, that's
Like
good.
the tea party.
Yeah.
You have to
Well,
invite them
yeah.
to the
Well, that's
tea power
I'm coming at the end. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just going in chronological order because I've got
Yes.
the program in front of me because we have so many events. I don't want to miss anything. And the
Yeah.
event coordinators, I'm telling you,
They'll have
Delia,
yours, yes.
I haven't heard. Oh, so and so spoke longer than me. They're really passionate about the events. So
Yeah.
I have to make sure that I'm not skipping any. And one of the things as well to remind people is if you cannot get to the event, if you do have access to the Facebook page or YouTube, you can see some of that. The lectures are going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Live
know,
streamed.
we have some specially produced videos called Celebrating Excellence. They're there, so you can forward them on to your friends and families.
Funny enough, you spoke about YouTube. Do you all have a social media handles where people can go to follow you all if they cannot make it to the event?
Yes, the Facebook page is our main social media page, which is at Nobel Laureate Festival St. Lucia, all full, at Nobel Laureate Festival St. Lucia.
Okay.
And every day there's something going on there, and you can see pictures of things that have happened as well as the events go on. Okay, so we also have, I'm trying to skip the numerous events Madam here has. We have an interview with Polly Patolo. She is a publisher. She's based in the UK and Dominica, and she's one of the leading publishers for Caribbean writers. We have an interview with her next week. That's on NTN and on the 28th of January at 6:30. Then we have the National Awards of Excellence. That's on Thursday, the 29th. And of course, everyone always looks forward to that.
Yeah.
It's like Island School.
Yes,
Those
yes.
things, yeah.
Okay, and then we have the on Friday the 30th, we have the 10th annual Patricia Ismond workshop. That's more or less for students and for teachers, I believe. So we're just telling you that these things happen, so you're aware of them.
Okay.
And then we have a new event. It's called the Caribbean Film and Media Academy Creativity and Innovation Forum, and it takes place between 10 and 4 p.m. The morning session is for students, and they're really allocated that. But in the afternoon, they have some spaces for young people who want to get involved in the media, more in line with storytelling as
Okay,
opposed
nice.
to presenting and things like that, but more like producing and storytelling and how to ensure that when you're producing something, you are producing for the right audience and you're saying what you want to say. And that's taking place on the 31st at the Archdiocesan Pastoral Center in Marisol. And then we have that evening the Ati Pawal Quiol. And that has been a really successful event over the years. It started very small and now it's growing. And the new addition to that is the organizer, Karen, is actually putting on a tea party. So that's going to be very interesting.
Okay.
And regardless of whether you speak Creole, you understand Creole, I mean, I go every year and it's a really wonderful, they do
Nice.
poetry, they do storytelling.
Is it a
And
formal
people
event?
really... Hmm?
Is it a formal event?
Well, this year, because of the tea party, they're saying, dress in your Creole attire if you'd
Okay,
like to
nice,
do that.
yes.
Yeah. So, and it's really good. And also you can take part in terms of the voting and things like that.
Wonderful.
And that's taking place at Bellevue Hotel at 4 p.m.
Yeah. What's
And there's a fee for that. That is $40.
Okay, nice, yeah. So, very important question for you ladies. The whole point of the Nobel Laureate Committee is to preserve the history, the memories of our Nobel laureates. Am I right?
Yes, correct.
Right. So, if it's for that, so we definitely need young people on board.
So that's what, and I think that's a great way to actually conclude. So we're just really appealing to the public. Another thing that we've also been criticized for, and I think it's important to bring this up, is to decentralize. So all of the activities are happening up north.
Up north.
We've had a few. The first activity happened in Labrie, actually, which was Paint the Village.
I remember
with
that
Jonathan
last year.
Gladdy.
That was last year.
Exactly. That was last year.
How was that?
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah.
They went to a
Yeah.
waterfall. They had
Yeah.
painting. It was
Okay,
just
nice.
And they
fantastic.
extended it to 2 days
It was
this
2 days,
year
Saturday and
because
Sunday.
people wanted to paint
Are you
again.
painting a different community this year?
It's always in Labrie.
It's always at
Always in
Labrie because
Labrie,
that's
okay.
where Jonathan is
Okay, all
based,
right.
you
It
know?
will be easier access. Okay.
Yeah.
So anybody in St. Lucia who has an idea on how we can make this Nobel Laureate Festival better, you write to the committee, you speak with Dame Paulette, and she will open arms,
Yes,
right? And that
yes.
is from anywhere in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
And if you're a young person and you want to get involved in this preservation of our history, of our culture, because, culture is ever evolving, ever changing.
Yes.
It's not stagnant. If you have ideas, we really appeal to them to, come on board. Somebody like you, Sharmark, you're so creative. It would be wonderful to have you on the committee and tell us, how do we, change the decor? How do we make it a little bit different? How do we make it more appealing to young persons? So we're actually appealing to you if you're interested in joining something
So
like
you'll
that.
put me on the spot.
But we're looking forward to seeing you at our events in either case, just to have that experience.
I'll try because there's so many events happening, as a full-time event planner. These days it's 5 stars, so you're
I know,
everywhere.
I
We're actually doing the decor for the Excellence Awards at the Cultural Center.
You did that last year as well, didn't you?
I think, yeah, we did a couple of years, and
Yes,
every time
it's
you try
always
to make
great.
it get better, get up a notch, because to me, anytime something is an award, you have to create a statement piece that when people walk in, it says a lot. And because of the nature of the event, you have to bring your A game. Yes. So where do you see the future? Where do you all see the future for the Nobel Laureate Week in the next couple of years? I mean, even though you're not on the committee, I'm sure you will be giving advice behind the scenes, because your ladies look like you're very passionate about it. It's one thing you can tell somebody's on the committee, and I'm listening to the two of you, it sounds like you're very passionate just about the activity and about just that committee being in the committee, like you give it your 100%.
Well, see, this is the thing. This is, like I indicated before, this is my 3rd year. And every year I say, because the quantity of work, this is my last year, but I love it. You know, it gives you an opportunity to really be immersed, to listen to these lectures, to be part of the process, to get to share your ideas. So I think that I see this getting better. I mean, I think every year it's growing.
That's good.
Every year we have more activities because we want to be able to cater to the various interests of persons in St. Lucia and in the diaspora, because it's not just here in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
So we think that it will definitely grow. What we are also appealing is the general public that whatever Nobel Laureate Month should be a little bit sacred. You know, so for example, I know that there's a launch of jazz tomorrow evening, which is wonderful because that's another amazing national event, but it clashes with our lecture, and that's okay. But just moving forward, you know, just to pay homage to this month of activities, I think it's very important.
Yes.
Well, yes and no. I don't think that's okay. You said that's okay.
No,
I don't
that's
think it's
okay. Like,
But this year.
But let's move
this
on.
year.
I want to talk about the future, where I see the future.
Yes.
Let's talk about something you just said in terms of when you get to a certain level in life, people expect that level. And if they expect anything else, they expect it to go. And it's harder as a person to keep on that top tier. It's very, very hard. So for us moving forward, it's about keeping the memory of our Nobel laureates alive by producing different events that are always going to keep them alive. So we have to come up with events that's going to ensure that the youth are going to still be interested. The mid-aged person is going to be interested, and the elderly are going to say, oh yes, I remember when Sir Derek did this, and I remember. So for us, it's just a matter of making sure that we, through the committee members and through every single year, myself and the chair, we tell everybody we cannot please all the people all the time, but we can try. And I always say this: when I was the managing editor of She Caribbean, I used to travel the whole Caribbean, and people would come to me and they say, oh, you didn't cover our fashion show. Oh, you didn't. I said, well, look, if you don't send me a press release, I'm not going to know. Yeah. If you just sit there in your little bunch and you just send your press release to your friends or your national media, it's not going to get to St. Lucia necessarily. So I'm saying to people, if you have any ideas, and even if you cannot execute them, because you might say, I don't have the time for this, or I know we need this, but I don't know how to do it, just let us know, and we will try our best. Once our chair agrees that it's something that we should have, we will do our best.
One thing I know how to do is to wrap up a show.
Can we thank our sponsors? Thank our sponsors for us.
Yes, please do. Senisha, we're about to wrap up, so thank our sponsors. Let's go.
We have a whole list of sponsors. Bank of St. Lucia. We've partnered with the Cultural Development Foundation, Flow. Help me out, Delia, so I don't forget anybody.
The Library Cooperative Credit Union.
Lusalek, Massey. There's a whole bunch of sponsors, and we thank you. So every year, they keep giving, and that is one of the ways we keep the festival alive. So we really want to say thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to the media. We've been on several media platforms to be able to share what's happening, and you've welcomed us with open arms, and I really appreciate being here today. So thank you.
We love the media, but they don't love us necessarily. We don't see them. We don't see them turn up. So we love the coverage, but it's nice to see you turn up as well. Not working.
Yeah. Senisha, thank you for everything. I'm your host, Sharmark, and ladies, thank you so much. The pleasure was all mine. It was a lot of information, and kudos to you ladies, and good luck. I'm really impressed. I was listening to you and I learned a lot. I mean, especially some of the information you gave, Tracy. Thank you so much. I'm your host, Sharmark Leo. Thank you for viewing.
Wardrobe sponsored by Montoute, New York.